Gasly sends it to the outside. He can't get there. Kevin King is going to win the Barbizzo FTF Cup Series.
Into the lead. Bud gets wrecked in front of the pack. He saves it. 3-4 wide as they come to the white flag.
Here comes Vargas down on the apron. They are 5 wide. Ian Plash will win it at the line. Is this package? Oh, there goes Jordan Lopez Jr. That's your race leader. Caution flag is out.
Still no one willing to give up as they're going to be dead even off of the first chicane.
Oh, he saves it. What's going to happen here? Here comes McCandless.
Get your foot there.
He's got it. He's got it.
McCandless is going to win. Core presented by SimWrapMarket.com welcomes you to Season 6 of the Core League. Tonight on FTF.GG with the Core Series presented by SimWrapMarket.com. It's the FTF.GG 250 live from the virtual Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us here from Daytona. NASCAR's done. Who cares anyway? It's Core time from Daytona. We're about set to go. Jacob Pitts, Caleb Hoffman. It's great to be back where it all began long ago. And Motorsport Games is a disaster, and we don't know when the next NASCAR game's going to be, but it's probably going to come for the folks that put together iRacing. So here we are, still on iRacing 4 years later, and boy, we're still kicking. Caleb, it's great to be back. We have duels tonight to set the order for 240-lap races. It should be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be a lot of fun as always. And, you know, learn something from the summer series this year with the introduction of the Gen 4 car. And guess what? We're bringing it back. Big power, big horsepower all season long. Going to be fun here to get going at a Daytona track that's just so violent. Going to throw all these drivers in for the time of their lives tonight.
Eric Messer Photography proudly sponsors the Core Season 6 Pole Award. The Eric Messer Photography Pole Award is presented to the driver who ranks the lowest in the point standings in each Core League event. Well, here's the difference this week. They actually qualified for the duels. The pole winner for duel number 1, that is one Sean Butler. Eric Messer Photography will award the driver with the most poles this season. I don't know how tonight works, if they just go off the main race or what, but they'll award the driver with the most poles this season with their very own trophy for their hard work and dedication to the Core League. Eric Messer Photography, the official photographer of the Madhouse, Bowman Gray Stadium, and the Core League. You see the rest of your grid there scrolling by on the bottom of your screen as we get set to go. 15 drivers in this heat. We're going to have, I think, 14 in the next. 29 drivers ready to go. So here we go. It's the 10 laps through heat number 1 or duel number 1. Everybody makes the race. But this will determine the inside row for the main event. Pace
you ready,
truck
Jacob?
Will bring us around turn number 4. Oh, I've been waiting all night, and we're taking you wide open, flag to flag, for all of this. Here we go. Cozy and Sean Butler lead us down. Green flag, we're racing. Duel number 1. Through turn number 1 they come. Sean Butler, Michael Cozy Jr. side by side as they make their way up to speed. We're in the Gen 4, so lots of power in these race cars. It still takes them almost a full lap to get up to full song, but they're up over 180 mile an hour. Oh, trouble already. Mike McCandless gets turned. Garrett Smithley in the wall. Robert Dorman. We stay green for a 3-car crash in the back of the field. There's Garrett sitting in the middle of the racetrack. McCandless keeps it going, but he's lost the draft. And we have about 13 cars left in this pack, coming to 9 to go in duel number 1.
Well, that all happened very quickly, huh?
Yeah, not ideal for those guys. They may be starting at the back. Sean Butler leads 3 wide at the front with Champagne up on the outside. He swept these races in season number 5. Harry Tiller has connected. Oh, I was hoping maybe he would get in as a driver, but he missed the boat on that deal. So unfortunately, he stuck as Travis's spotter. Still 3 wide at the front. 12 cars left in this lead draft.
And you can see everybody 3x3 here already all over the place. Look at Justin Malillo here fighting with the handling of this race car already. Sean Butler here on the inside. Dylan Kim as well pushing him. And got ourselves a little mini pack up here at the front, 3 wide all around. And then everybody else, I mean, again, just through these corners, you can see how these cars get thrown around.
Admin Ben Easterday says, trying our best not to throw cautions for the duels. So, yeah, let's keep it clean up here. 2 laps complete. 8 laps to go. Champagne leading that outside line, and it's a good pusher up there, Michael P. Frisch, but still 3 wide throughout the first 2 rows.
And still all over the place right now. Look at Cozy here. I've been really impressed with how he's been able to kind of straddle this middle line. Little, shorter way around the racetrack, but still able to keep that momentum up with Justin Malillo right all over the back bumper of that number 99 machine.
Cozy a little wiggly there in the middle. Of course, we're at bumpy Daytona, so these cars are not glued to the racetrack in any sense. They bounce around. They're out of control. As Gabe Wood leaps out of line there back in the 04, he gets back in line.
Man, these guys have just been come so close to disaster so many times already, it feels like.
Halfway next time by, and it's gotten dicey. It took them, what, a lap? Not even before
Yeah.
they had their first incident of the night. So, but we know this going into Daytona. It always gets dicey.
Still all over the place right now. I mean, Travis as well. You can see in that white moon car machine right there is been trying to hang on with this group with Cozy and Malillo, but he still hasn't really decided whether he wants to go up top, down low, or if he's just going to be okay staying right here as Malillo and Frisch get right up next to each other.
Off turn 4. 5 laps to go. Duel number 1. Again, this sets the inside row for race 1 of 2 tonight. Cozy leads at the line. We know how strong he is at the plate races, but we'll see if everybody around him can hold it together for these last 5 laps, because the intensity is only going to pick up, even though there are no points on the line here. It's just a starting spot.
Yeah, but also as well, you got to think that everybody's trying to figure out their cars here already. You just, get back into the swing of things, understand how these cars are going to handle, and, how far they're going to be able to push it come the actual 2 races here tonight.
Well, now here's something interesting. Justin Malillo came over the radio and said, I've got a light blinking on the dash. I think he is overheating. And that's going to make things interesting right in the middle line with Cozy in front of him and Travis right behind him. We'll see if that thing makes it 4 more laps.
And on board with him right here, and it's definitely something you're going to have to be aware of here tonight is not to overheat that car. And Justin Malillo is a really tough spot right now with Kim to his inside, Michael P. Frisch to the outside. He's got to figure out where to go, what to do in fast.
Travis now moves to the outside line 3 wide. That may give Justin a little bit of room, but he'll have Wes Graham behind him. Here comes Champagne on the outside, Butler on the bottom. Coming to 3 to go, and Butler slides up. He picks up the middle.
And don't forget about Justin Champagne on this outside. We know he knows how to get it done on the plate tracks. And right now, with Michael P. Frisch's help, he's looking to get to the front. Look at that momentum on the outside, trying to get past Sean. Oh, Travis going to tag the wall a little bit. He's going to get sideways. Looks like he's going to be able to save it, though.
And it's that outside line where Champagne won both races last year, using the outside to his advantage. Now he's using the outside in the middle. Contact further back.
Man.
Corey Vervinkt and Travis still 3 wide. Cozy bowls his way back up the middle. Coming to 2 to go.
You can already feel the finish shaping up here. Wes Graham makes contact with Michael P. Frisch. That's going to kill that outside lane momentum even more. Might just be a race here between Sean Butler and Michael Cozy Jr. Here we go, coming to the flag.
2 to go. Melillo now peeks out of line. He goes to the top. He's a former winner here at Daytona back in season 4. Won it by a couple of inches, and he'll go to the front.
And again, all over each other, but will this outside lane prevail? They have the most help, and they're going to have the momentum. Wes Graham going to get tagged by Frisch, though. Might stall out their run a little bit. Looks like they're still going to be dead even down the backstretch.
Coming to the white flag in duel number 1. 3 wide all the way through this pack now. As Gabe Wood bounces it off the fence at the back of the field, he drops to the tail end. Here comes Butler on the bottom, Cozy in the middle, Melillo up top. The whole field, it seems like, in the wall off turn 4. White flag in the wind. 1 more to go in duel 1.
Justin Melillo up here with no help, and now does anybody from behind try to peek out like a Wes Graham maybe as they go down into turn 1? Cozy with a nose over Sean Butler, but Butler and Kim coming down on the inside. Does the outside get a run?
That outside line is gone right now. It's just 2 lines, the middle and the bottom. The outside, just Melillo and Champagne. Here they come to turn number 3. Who wants to start on the pole of the FTF 250 race number 1? Melillo had a run on the outside. We'll see if he can carry it off turn 4. Butler on the bottom, Cozy in the middle. It'll be a drag race to the start-finish line. Melillo with the run on the high side. Cozy gets squirrely. He gets turned, and Butler wins. Cozy's upside down.
And that's what I thought this finish was going to look like. The entire field imploded on the front stretch. Cozy's upside down. Sean Butler's wrecked, and he's the winner.
It was Melillo that got turned by the 38 of Justin Champagne, and the whole field crashed coming to the checkered flag. Cozy weight shifted and blew over after hitting the outside wall. Very similar to what happened to Ryan Newman in 2020, except he didn't get hit in the window net. Butler won the race facing the outside wall. He took a hard shot to it. Michael P. Frisch almost wound up on his head. Goodness. So Sean will start on the pole for the 40-lap race 1 here at Daytona. Heat number 2, duel number 2, coming your way right now. Schildhouse on the front row. Cosman, he is your pole sitter for race number 2. We'll scroll through the rest of your field here. A lot of returners in this heat, but we also have some new drivers. In fact, I think all of our rookies are in this duel. You'll see them as we drift further back. And because I don't know why only Cisco on back is okay. Yeah, we've got some issues in there. So Carson Hocevar was the ghost there alongside Cisco. Hocevar has joined the core league this year. He'll start off in 8th. Jordan Worth is 9th. Tyrell Baker is 10th. That's TCB, for those of you that don't know. Milad Radman is 11th. Fly Guy 12th. Brayton Laster 13th. Rusty is 14th. And unless they junk all of them here, we're not going to get a caution in this second duel. So I take it you liked what you saw from duel number 1 there, Caleb?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and again, drive-through piped up over the radio immediately after and said, well, that's a core Daytona finish. And I mean, that's about as accurate as it gets. This is exactly what the kind of racing I'm expecting. Just 3 wide, all rows deep, coming to the line. Everybody trying everything they can to get any sort of track position. That's how it feels like basically every core Daytona race goes, and makes it so much fun to watch.
No doubt about it. Good stuff from Daytona. And of course, if you like what you see tonight, don't worry, there's plenty more to come. Of course, next week, Caleb and I are both out, but
These things happen.
yeah, we're at Iowa next week, right before Thanksgiving. Then Auto Club, new track, Irwindale, which I will have to purchase. Then we return to Homestead, the Core Radical All-Star Race, right before Christmas. Then, to start off the new year, Talladega, Long Beach, Rockingham, Chicagoland, Wilkesboro, and Atlanta 06. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making this thing wide open. You'll see them down on the bottom of your screen as we go through the night. Right now, of course, the folks that help get this season off the ground, SimWrapMarket.com. They've been with us for the last 2 seasons, third if you count the summer showdown thing that we did, the summer series. So here we go. Duel number 2, set to go. Green flag. Let's go. Here comes Carson Hocevar already to the third line of the racetrack in the 88, the GoDaddy machine. Trying to make an impact. Problem is, nobody's going with them right now. They make their way down the backstretch.
And you saw Carson Hocevar there. I wonder if anybody's going to go with them. Look at Cosman here leading this inside lane. For the most part, it seems like everybody's kind of content where they started, but it looks like we're going to start to spread out as we hit turn 4.
Cosman on the bottom, leading things around, and he will lead lap number 1. He's got 9 more to go. And now we're starting to get 3 wide. Here comes Hocevar with TCB in the 25.
And again, just throwing these cars around, really going to take a lot not to wreck them. We got real close there already.
It's dicey. And the way these guys were practicing earlier, I can't imagine that things are going to go all that well because, let's be honest, they were not clean in practice by any stretch. Here they come off turn number 4. Hocevar leading at Daytona. Now Cosman going to try and get him back at the line. Barely Hocevar by 2 1,000ths of a second. That's how close it was at the line.
And Carson Hocevar right now with David Schildhouse right behind him, Briar LaPrade, both of those teammates lined up. Wonder if they'll try to plan anything crazy here to get some good starting position. Look at Schildhouse, the push he gives to Hocevar. Now that number 88 GoDaddy machine's rocketing out to the front here at Daytona. He'll clear Cosman Ionescu for the lead.
Not by much, though, and he has to slide back up the racetrack so he doesn't get run over by Cosman. We know he's not afraid to use the bumper, even in these race cars. Jordan Worth gets pushed a little high back there in the mid-pack with Fly Guy and the 85 of Cisco Scaramuza making his core return this year. But it's Cosman out in front. Hocevar right there in the outside line trying to take the lead, and it's just back and forth between these top 2. We haven't seen them make a third line, though, which is surprising based off of what we saw from that first race.
I think they're going to wait around a little bit to get that third line going. Maybe you see David Schildhouse peek out of line, something like that. Well, actually, it's going to be TCB right now. He has Radman's help. A couple core rookies on the outside trying to pass Carson Hocevar.
Ooh, and Radman's dancing around that outside line. He was not quite prepared for that corner, slipping and sliding over the bumps. We'll have 4 laps complete when they hit the start-finish line. And it's still Cosman Ionescu out in front with a long way to go in Duel 2.
Well, it's one thing you got to keep in mind as they're going to hit turn number 1 is you really got to strategize how you're going to place this car, or else you're going to, you saw Carson Hocevar cleared Cosman, got down to the inside. He immediately had to slide back up because you have just too much horsepower, too much momentum to go down the inside. They're wrecking.
Cosman, oh boy. Cosman up in the air. Jordan Worth involved. Up in the air goes the 88 of Carson Hocevar. And the field flies apart. There are just 4 cars without damage. And the caution flag is out for the first time tonight for a crash on the back straightaway. Briar LaPrade says it was on him. but we'll take a look and see what we got.
And it's just classic plate racing right here. Cosman slips up off the bottom, it looks like, and then Breyer just gets right into him, shoves him up, and I believe that's Schildhaus, and then everybody just gets going. Look at this 88.
Cisco. Cisco already had damage and just comes piling in to Carson Hocevar. Here's the onboard with the 85.
Just nothing you can do, and look at Cosman there.
Now, who's in that Aaron's car? Because that's not what I see.
That's
I think
TCB.
that's TCB. He's in the 25 Casey Mears machine.
He's in an Aaron's car for me. You better update your paints there, Jacob.
Well, I know I wasn't the only one that had him in that thing, so. Take me about 5 minutes to find the file. There we go. Go in here. Delete. Well, it's too late, Zach. I just deleted all of them, so now I'll just re-download everybody. Meanwhile, we'll have a restart inside 5 laps to go. They got the 1 to green here. Okay, now he's in the 25 Aaron's machine.
And keep in mind, for all those at home, if you just watched your favorite driver flip down the backstretch, we do get faster pairs here. You get 1 each race, so should have an opportunity to go re-rack them and stack them up, and probably get another one of those here coming soon.
Oh, yeah. We're choosing here, coming off turn number 2. And for some of these guys, this is new, so I can't wait to see how this goes. But we'll have a restart with 3 laps to go here in the second duel. TCB, your leader. Radman is second. Going third. Brayton Laster is fourth. David Schildhaus fifth. And Jordan Worth, Fly Guy, Cosman, Case Kallenbach, Cisco Scaramuza, Brian LaPrade, Carson Hocevar, Cody Hicken, and Rusty Walrus. So they're they've chosen, they're making their way down the back straightaway, and this is going to be a brawl here, because once they get up to speed, they're really only going to get 2 laps to slug it out.
And I mean, it's going to be, to the wall here. I mean, everybody's going to be going for everything they can to start up front for race number 1, and we saw a little hesitation to go up and make a 3rd lane earlier, but I'd say keep your eye on that number 20 machine of David Schildhaus. I believe he might have some folks try to go with him up to the outside if Goen and TCB don't get there first.
Here we go. 3 laps to determine the outside row for race 1 here at Daytona. And again, we've got 2 40-lap races coming up yet tonight, so a lot of racing here from Daytona. Green flag, TCP and Radman bring us back to green in a really slow restart.
And already here comes David Schildhaus. Jordan Worth lining up right behind him. And Schildhaus might be looking for the lead here through turns 1 and 2. He's up on top of TCP and Radman.
That's the Core Season 5 champion to the outside 3 wide, trying to show these rookies how it's done. He's got Jordan Worth right behind him, pushing him down the back straightaway. And Schildhaus to the front.
And he's going to go all the way down to the inside. Thought about going back in front of that number 8 machine, but couldn't quite do it. And now it's going to be Jordan Worth with David Schildhaus side by side as they come out of 4.
2 laps to go. This time by Jordan Worth out in front. Here comes Fly Guy 3 wide up on the outside. 2 drivers up here at the front that have never won in Core, trying to win a duel and set the stage for later tonight. Back to turn 1.
Absolutely, and Fly Guy's going to have a fair bit of momentum. Look at Cisco's in line, Carson Hocevar behind him, but can he get past the likes of Jordan Worth and David Schildhaus? Down the backstretch, Carson thought about making it 4. They're still 3 wide as they head down the backstretch. 2 laps to go. Look at Fly Guy.
Fly Guy out in front. Not for long, though. Here comes that inside line, surging back. As Schildhouse pokes his nose back out in front, they will see the white flag. One more lap to go here at Daytona. Will they all make it back around?
It's a great question to be asked. We saw the first duel ended. Will it end like that once again? Seeing some aggressive moves being made. Carson Hocevar is going to tag the wall a little bit, going as well. They're 3 wide through the first 3 rows. David Schildhouse, Jordan Worth, and Fly Guy, your leaders as they head off 2.
How's this going to work? Gridlock at the front. Fly Guy on the outside. Jordan Worth in the middle. David Schildhouse on the bottom. 3 wide the whole way through the pack.
Oh,
Here they
Fly
come.
Guy!
Fly Guy turns down. They're all going to wreck. Schildhouse is the only one left. Carson Hocevar's crowd surfing, and Schildhouse will start on the outside of the front row as Fly Guy just kept turning left and turned down in front of the field.
Oh, man. I thought Fly Guy was going to have a run at it, but out of turn 4, once again, another example of some classic core racing.
Now, he may have gotten some help. He may have gotten a touch in the back end from Cisco Scaramuza. Tough to tell, but that's it. So we've set our grid, and we'll be set to go for race number 1. But Core would like to thank the following sponsors for supporting tonight's wide-open coverage. Gabe Wood, he paid for this. Brayton Laster, yeah, that guy, he rocks. Soundhead Entertainment, I promise you, it's still alive. Eric Messer Photography, official photographer for the Core League. Shrimp Hub, thebencrazy.com, and SimWrapMarket.com. Let's take a look at our starting grid for race number 1. Of course, your pole sitter brought to you by Eric Messer Photography. That belongs to Sean Butler, who came across the line sideways in Duel 1. He gets it done. Eric Messer Photography will award the driver with the most poles this season with their very own trophy for their hard work and dedication to the Core League. We'll scroll through the rest of your starting field. And Caleb, who do we want to talk to as we get set to go to kick off a new Core season?
I mean, I think there's no one better than winner of duel number 1 and pole sitter right here in Sean Butler. And Sean, you had a crazy finish there to that first duel. What are you expecting out here from the animals that are starting behind you here for race number 1?
Well, for race 1 of Core, we got to expect just absolute carnage. I'm going to expect kind of similar to what we saw in the last race. The outside lane coming in, people pushing a lot and getting overzealous and causing a lot of wrecks, all in the name of content. But, it's going to be a good time, hopefully. And,
I mean, like you said, it's going to be crazy, crazy moves being made all over the place here in race number 1. Are you going to try to, force the issue early on and, have that fast repair in your back pocket? Or are you trying to save that fast repair for later on in this race? Maybe, once it gets down to that last 15, 10 laps when things are really going to start picking up.
I'm going to try my best to save it, because not if, but when I get involved in some shenanigans out here, it's going to be good to have, in the back pocket to use at the end of the race for such an occasion. So I'm going to try my best to hang on to it and hopefully keep this brand new Huffman Racing Radio Dodge in the lead up front, out of trouble. But we'll see, man. It's all about keeping the tires, the body parts on it. So that's priority number 1 for now.
Well, appreciate you taking the time to speak with us up here in the booth, and good luck here. Give us some fun at least to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's good to see you, Caleb. And hey, Jacob, it's been a while, man. How are you? It's good to see you finally back here. Hey.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Good to see you guys. But all right, you guys have fun up here, and try not to yell at Zach too much.
We'll yell at Zach.
Hopefully he doesn't yell at us. And of course, we like it so much that neither of us are going to be here next week when we go to Iowa. So
well, I'm not commentating because I'm racing, so you guys got to figure that out.
All right. Well, we could have you do both at the same time, I'm sure. But thanks, Sean. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
That is Sean Butler, your pole sitter for tonight's FTF.GG 250 here at Daytona. 40 laps, They're not going to be able to make it on fuel. Caleb, how long do we think it's going to take for them to get the first caution? They've already had laps on the racetrack in the pack. Obviously not a pack this big. Do we get an early wreck, or do they take their time here, kind of feel things out?
The chaotic part of me wants to say we're wrecking turn 1, lap 1 of this race, but I honestly think that everybody kind of got everything out there during the duels. I think we'll actually have a good little run here to start off race number 1 of Core Season 6.
Like to thank everybody for watching us tonight on FTF.GG. It should be a fun season. Sean Butler and David Schildhouse lead us down. Course Season 6 is underway. A first lap that'll make you hold your breath. Sean Butler leads the opening lap. It's dicey at the front of the pack already, 3 wide. Here comes TCB and Justin Champagne up on the outside.
And I don't know how they haven't wrecked already, and you see just everybody making daring moves already. A little bit of contact between Justin Champagne, Brayton Laster. It looks like we're going to be okay. TCB trying to use his outside lane momentum to get to the front of Daytona.
Schildhouse on the bottom. Sean Butler there in the middle of the racetrack. Carson Hocevar started at the back, and here he is already up inside the top 10. He's got Travis right behind him. Oh, trouble! DT gets turned around. Corey Vervinkt to the inside wall. Hard. We stay green.
And not a good start for Bandit there. He gets turned with DT's Burger King throwback, and no caution's going to come out for it. Ben did not press the button, and we stay green. We're still 3 wide up at the front.
Not having it his way right now, the 77. Meanwhile, down the back straightaway, at the front, 2 laps complete, still 3 wide. It has not calmed down at the front.
Absolutely not. Sean Butler using this middle line, squeezing TCB there for a minute. David Schildhouse is going to have a run here on the inside. Butler's almost going to get turned, and he will.
And Laster back up into Cozy, into Travis, Radman, Kallenbach, Gary Owen, drivers through the grass trying to avoid. Caution's out for the first time. Dylan Kem's gone around. We made it. Not quite 3 laps before the first caution of the core. Season 6. That'll save Vervinkt and DT, but not a lot of damage, more just spinning and sliding, but certainly an early wake-up call.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think most of the damage from that's going to be from everybody trying to get slowed down rather than people being taken by surprise there at the very beginning. Take a look at what happened here. And
yep.
I think it's just a bad bump here from Brayton at the tail end of 4. Gets him into Sean. And Sean does a great job, actually, until Case comes right back up the track. And you can see everybody trying to get slowed down through here.
Still not a ton of damage from all of those guys. From this angle, you'll see. Here comes Brayton. Just a bump in a bad spot. And then the building gets in the way. But I think the most damage goes to either Cozy or Travis. Just bouncing off each other and then up into the wall. But even then, those cars look okay. Now let's see if we can go a little further back to the contact between DT and Vervinkt. The lap prior. That did not bring out the caution. There it is a little late. You see DT up into the air. Let's see. 3 wide and... Ooh, Vervinkt just comes up the racetrack.
And this is pretty significant contact for DT. You see the rear tires lift up off the ground. Those chrome rims. MWR throwback for a DT, and throwing it back to see right here. On board with the Bandit machine.
Throwing it back to Rudiman, and that 00 is DT, and he's really getting the Rudiman experience right now.
Yeah, I blanked on Michael McDowell's name there, but yeah, when he destroyed the car at Texas, did a pretty good recreation of that.
We're under our first caution here at Daytona. Justin Champagne is your leader. Him and Gabe Woods stayed out. Everybody else visited pit road. We'll restack them and run through your field. When we come back, you're watching Car on FTF. Back here from Daytona, already choosing as we get set to go. Here from Daytona, Jacob Pitts, Caleb Hoffman here with you as we get set to go for getting us back underway here. 6 laps will be complete on the restart.
And again, I think the big question here is, do we get a big run-in, or are we going to wreck 3 laps in? And I think this is going to be a run that really dictates how this race is going to go. If we can, get one long run-in, then I feel like we'll be, just tick laps off, get to the end, we'll be okay. But if we wreck here in the next 2 or 3 laps, then we might be on the road for this to be the chaotic of the 2 races.
Here we go. Pace car is in. And here we go. Green flag. We're back to racing here from Daytona.
Look at Carson Hocevar. He's already using that core yellow line rule. You can go underneath that thing to make passes. He's not going to get anything done, but he was trying.
So Gabe Wood leading us around. You see the plane in the background. And down the back straightaway. See Blake McCandless peeking out of line there, trying to make a 3rd line. In that NASCAR and NBC machine at 71.
And that's a slick paint scheme on that number 71. You see he's given the push of his life to Justin Malillo, and now might get to the tail end of TCB in that Aaron's Dream machine. All over the place right now. Gonna get to that back bumper. And all of a sudden, the outside lane might have some life again.
Still a long way to go. Not even a quarter of the way through race number 1. Gabe Wood leading. Everybody back up to full song. And the pack starting to accordion together.
And everybody, you get strung out for a little bit there, and then you can see right here we get packed up. Shieldhouse
saved it.
What a save! How did they do it? And David Shieldhouse is elated. He just said, "How did we save that?"
It was Gabe Wood that drifted up and got into him. And the Core Season 5 champion showing off why.
And I don't know how he did that. Either way, in all of that madness, Blake McCandless has been shuffled out to the lead. TCB is all over the place. Justin Champagne looking to push McCandless. McCandless going to drift up. Fritsch is in the wall.
And now Butler gets turned. Cody H Gaming involved. We stay green. It's a single car crash.
And I don't know how we haven't had cautions already, but now Justin Champagne to the lead. Sean Butler you see with damage. Meanwhile, up at the front, Cisco Scaramouza with a big run. Justin Champagne's going to go all the way up to the wall and try to block this run from TCB and Blake McCandless now.
Oh, and now McCandless in the wall. It's like they've gotten rid of all regard for human life at the front of the field since they're so spread out.
And right now, it's just a free-for-all, like you said, up at the front. Look who's back. David Shieldhouse. He's going to get underneath Champagne here to break into the top 4 and maybe try to make some noise here for the lead somewhat soon. They're approaching on lap traffic. DT's up in the way.
Yeah, and he did not use his fast repair yet, and he is well off the pace. More than 30 mile an hour off the pace.
Breyer!
And now there's trouble in the back. Breyer in the wall. He saved it. Everybody else scatters to avoid the lap car and the off-pace Breyer. And once again, we stay green.
How are we doing this, Jacob? I feel like we should have had the big one 6 times. We're still green flag. Somehow we're 3 wide back up at the front. Justin Champagne here. Look at Radman leading laps.
We say this every year, right? How do they keep saving this? Unbelievable.
Absolute masters of car control. Speaking of, look at the moves. Blake McCandless is breaking axles up at the front. He gets by Champagne. He's going to have help. Look at Carson Hocevar trying to make something out of nothing on the outside.
He's got Dylan Kem right there behind him. Kem won a race here at Daytona in the Summer Series. 30, now 29 laps to go. On board with Cisco. He's in the top 5.
And Cisco's been doing a great job of just keeping this thing clean.
Remember that hometown?
Yeah, I don't know how he's done it. Good, just take a moment to breathe here. Look at Candles and Travis up on the outside. Been kind of quiet on Travis, but I feel like he's been solidly up inside the top 10 for most of this race so far.
He has had a good run so far, and of course he's streaming his POV right now, twitch.tv/Moonhead. He's going to the front. He's in the wall. He keeps it straight.
Somehow, Jordan Worth right there. Breyer, who almost got turned a lap and a half ago, has broken back up into this pack. He has help from Cozy behind. Carson Hocevar is hanging on. Corey Vervinkt is here, and Hocevar is going to throw a big block on him. And then we have that second pack behind, consisting of guys like Frisch, TCB, and Cosman. Oh, Cosman and Malillo get in the wall. Malillo's going to slide up. They save it again.
Teammates.
Malillo got the worst end of that deal, though.
And that's a racing deal right there. One came down, one came up, and it's Malillo off the pace, damage to the right front of the race car, and he is going to lose the draft.
And we mentioned it a few laps ago, Jacob, the effect that this type of plate racing has. They get strung out and then come all together again in a giant pack over the course of 5 laps or so. I wouldn't be surprised if 5 laps from now we're all strung out again from 3.5 wrecks that we haven't had.
This is nuts. Radman says he's getting hot behind Champagne. He's running up the water temps.
And again, we saw that strike Malillo. You're going to have to be mindful of those temps tonight, or else you will blow up. Have to use that faster pair, and that's going to be one more wreck you're going to have to avoid. Look at Sean Butler.
Oh, my gosh.
We're okay, Jacob. I don't know how, but we are.
Oh, trouble. One car around to the back of the field. To the inside wall, it is Sean. He got contact with Fresh.
Meanwhile, up front, Carson Hocevar tried to make it 4 wide underneath Champagne. Champagne was having none of it. Way to hold his own. And now, all of a sudden, on that high side, Jordan Wirth tags the wall a little bit. TCB, Going, and Milad Radman have all caught onto this group.
Kem trying to go up the middle. No, McCandless blocks him. 25 to go.
Oh, Carson!
Hocevar! Into the outside wall with Dale Reynolds and TCB caution.
They're going to slide along.
Not enough room for Reynolds in the middle of that. And we're under our second caution of the night.
TCB there with a nice core welcome by having a destroyed race car here. Carson Hocevar as well. We'll get a replay to see what happened to put us under our second caution of the day, but it's, again, an almost implosion. Even this wreck wasn't as bad as it could have been. You're going to see Carson just get tagged by Season 1 champion Dale Reynolds there, and then TCB and him just slide along that outside retaining wall. And I don't know if that'll be faster pair worthy.
Well, maybe. It'll be tough, that's for sure. Dale Reynolds says that his car's junk.
And again, just nothing you can do if you're on that outside lane. You have Carson Hocevar just sliding up, and you just get turned, put into that wall, nothing you can do. And that's just Gen 4 racing sometimes. Carson Hocevar about to spun it on the apron, saves it, recollects it, and he'll look to get back up to speed. And there's your leaders.
So, second caution flag of the night in race 1. But there's been a lot of good stuff so far.
Absolutely, and everybody going to come down, get rubber and fuel in these race cars, because you know they need it after slipping and sliding for as long as they did out there. And it is absolute chaos down on pit road.
And I would think from here, everybody pits, and they should be able to make it to the end of the race. Cozy the first one off. Fuel only for driver 99. Blake McCandless, first car off on 4 tires. He runs third, Caleb.
Yeah, I'm going to take a minute to talk to Blake McCandless here. You led us to the line of that yellow. And I just want to know, have you ever been a part of a race that's had as many non-big ones as this one has already had?
Yeah, probably Mooncar last night.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like we had all these runs and people were taking them, and guys were on the apron, were sliding around, having to dodge lap cars, all that. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was a good show.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you got anything in your back pocket here? Or are you just going to go out and send everything you can here on Cozy and Champagne?
I mean, now we don't have to pit, so yeah, just kind of, try to lead one of these lines. It's hard to get one of these lanes moving once it's formed up, so you just gotta kind of, I kind of like the middle to the top, because I feel like if you're on the bottom, you're just kind of pinned down there. It's hard to go anywhere, so yeah, we'll just look for the top, look for the middle, and try to make moves, and I don't know. It's all going to come down to the 3 wide cluster in the tri-oval, so, we just got to be there and finish up front.
Sounds like a plan, Blake. We'll be watching you. Go put on a show out there.
All right, we'll try.
That is the driver of the number 71 NASCAR on NBC machine. And no, he is known for his wacky little pit strategies. You heard him say it there, that everyone should be good to the end with the placement of that caution, something that is really going to be in these drivers' minds for race 2 as well, with the shortened fuel.
So we'll get a restart just shy of halfway. And we'll see how this goes. Because this could be really fun, or this could be a lot of pacing the rest of the way. It's a 50-50 battle.
Yeah, and again, I think this run's going to be very indicative of what we get. I have some hope after what we saw as we're coming to the choose. But very hopeful after what we saw that last run. We're going to have some crazy racing, some vintage core classic action going on. But I have hope that these guys aren't going to wreck immediately. Because, if they were going to do that, I feel like we would have had 3 or 4 cautions by now.
Half a lap from getting back under the green flag. Again, we're back next week from Iowa right before Thanksgiving. Of course, that'll be fun without me and without Caleb. But then we'll be back in 2 weeks when we visit Auto Club Speedway for the first time. And a couple other new racetracks for this year. Not Talladega, I'm sorry, Long Beach. Irwindale's on there for the first time. Chicagoland is also new to this season. I don't think we've run that on iRacing before. Probably have on the Heat side of things.
Yeah, Heat definitely did.
Yeah, but it's new across the board for Irwindale and for Long Beach. 19 down, 21 to go. Green flag.
Let's see who gets the better start here. We got McCandless with Radman all over the back bumper, but Cozy and Champagne both proven winners on the outside. Look at Travis. He's going to try to use that side draft, make it 3 wide, maybe get something going here on the very top lane of the racetrack.
No help. And he's going to go backward.
And stacking up a little further in the pack, you got guys dropping out. Rusty wants no part of this as usual. Carson Hocevar making a move 3 wide under the apron. He might try to run into Rusty here. We're 4 wide a little further back, but look at this battle for the lead.
And they've calmed it down, at least up at the back. So it's McCandless out in front on those 4 fresh tires. Travis Brown is mad that nobody went with him.
Yeah, Travis is just laying waste to the drivers on the radio for letting him fall back there, but nobody wants to go yet. 20 laps to go. There's still a lot of race to be raced. And Blake McCandless going to get turned.
Fly Guy gets turned as well. We stay green. And believe it or not, Blake saved the race car and may not entirely lose civilization. 3 wide at the front. Here comes Goen looking for the lead.
Going with a big move. Dylan Kim has a gigantic run. He's going to have to get out of the throttle, maybe even onto the brake here. Going to kill his momentum a little bit. That inside lane going to subside, rather, as Cozy and Champagne are side by side. Maybe they get clear. Yes, they will. Sean's going to drop down in front of that number 24. He's going to make a move for the lead.
Champagne to the front using the outside line. Sean Butler leading the bottom. Now Travis leading upstairs with Cisco Scaramuza. Cisco's been leading. He's been up in the top 10 pretty much the whole night. Haven't really seen him drop back at all. He's always been in the thick of it here. He's got his iRacing teammate Corey Vervink right behind him.
And this is going to be interesting for sure. Radman gets up on that high lane. Travis finally has that help he was so desperately wanting. They might try to make a run for it here, but it looks like at the line going to be Champagne leading that lap once again. And how many times here in Core does it come down to it feels like Justin Champagne and Sean Butler on these plate tracks. Feels like pretty often.
Came down to it a couple times last year and in the summer series. Here we are once again, deja vu. At the front of the field, Travis 3 wide up on the outside.
Taking a moment to breathe here because it is about to get wild. Only 18 laps to go and packed up 3 wide right now. You just got to wonder if this middle line can hold on. That's where we've seen a majority of our accidents originate, is just by somebody either making a little contact, getting loose, something like that, maybe sliding up a little bit. And they are coming close to it lap after lap here at Daytona International Speedway.
It's just calm right now. Even though they're 3 wide at 199 mile an hour, this is about as calm as we've gotten so far. But we also know as that lap counter continues to wind, these drivers are going to get more and more impatient and try to make something happen. But when they're 3 wide like this, Caleb, it's gridlock. There's nowhere to go. At least at Talladega, you can try and make a 4th line. Here, you make a 4th line, you're in trouble.
Absolutely, and it's what we heard Blake talking about at the end. It's going to be 3x3 gridlock. Travis is in the wall. They're going to be 4 wide for a second. Are they going to make it through this? Oh, no, Cisco. Oh, Jordan Worth as well. Radman hooks him. Cisco's
Rusty
in the wall.
Fence. Caution. Cisco coming back down the track. Everybody avoids. It was a hard hit for Jordan Worth. Travis in the fence, nowhere for him to go after they got 4 wide, and Rusty's burning down the house on the back straightaway. Caution's out now for the 3rd time.
And once again, I mean, we said we couldn't make a 4th line. This is textbook as to why. Travis is pinned up against the wall, nothing he can do, and you're just sliding around so much. Cisco gets up into him. Look at Jordan Worth, a heck of a hit. He takes Radman as well in that number 10 machine. And then Cisco slides back down the racetrack. Everybody else avoids him. And then you see Rusty sliding on by with 2 wheels off the ground.
So we'll get a restart inside 15 to go. One more angle. Here's Rusty. He almost had this thing missed and just couldn't get down far enough to avoid. And then he just goes for a long slide.
And you see doing burnouts there on the backstretch. And he's currently not P last, but almost there, as everybody's going to slide onto the pit lane. And a lot of guys to fix damage, including Jordan Worth, whose motor is almost certainly blown.
Yeah, he's going to have to use his fast repair with the amount of damage that he has.
Yeah, did just want to take a moment as well here while everybody's pacing around. Rusty Walrus,
Hey,
what was going on the backstretch there?
Before or after I got in the wreck?
Just talk us through all of it. You were doing burnouts. You had wheels off the ground. I need to know everything.
Well, I should probably back it up prior to that incident. You know me, I can barely hang on in a straight line. So we were, I think, in the wall 3 consecutive laps on the straightaway, and then I was sitting there laughing, and then I don't know what happened in front of me. I kind of just drove straight into the wreck. And then me and Travis were just having fun on the backstretch, and I tried to get back at him, but then it kind of turned into me doing donuts or 360s. I don't know, but we're out here having fun.
You gotta plan. 14 laps to go. How are you about to work your way up to the front to bring home a win for the 59 crew? We've been waiting so long.
Well, I got news for you. There's going to be no attempt to work our way to the front. We're just
Oh,
riding in
my-
the back. Sitting
oh.
there. We're just sitting back here roasting DTs. If there's any DT fans out there, I forget what broadcast we're on, but we love DT. We love Ben. Thanks for checking in on me.
Well, that's Rusty Walrus, and he's in last as always. We'll send him back down.
As always. Wow, that's harsh.
Well, you heard it from the man himself. He said he's going to make no effort to get to the front. I didn't know what series this was. I thought this was core. I thought we went 4 wide every single lap trying to win. And so he's got to get his head in the game. But either way, Champagne with the lead here. And you know, Jacob, late race restart, core at Daytona. Things are going to get wild.
No doubt about it. 10 cars stayed out under this caution. That includes Champagne, Sean, Cozy, Goen, Cosman, Corey Vervinkt, Wes Graham, Schildhouse, Breyer, and Case Kallenbach. You've also got DT right now, who just got his final lap back. He is finally back on the lead lap.
And he's back in this thing. Been, from that early wreck, has really not been a factor in this race whatsoever. We know he's desperately searching for that first win on iRacing in the core. And could have a shot at it here. As we're taking the choose cone here, we get the patented choose in this time. Choose from admin Ben Easterday. Zach, I want to take a second to look. Who do we got on cams here? I know we got a few of them. Oh, there's our friends. Got looks like
Brady
Justin
Bunch.
Malillo's there. Briar LaPrade. Cosman.
Let's see. Cisco's top right, and then that's Corey Vervinkt in the bottom left. We already mentioned Cosman in there, so there you go. There are our 5.
And we'll see if we have anything from them as they're dodging and avoiding wrecks here, because, again,
Hey.
you know it's going to get hectic.
Justin Malillo has won already here at Daytona. It would not surprise me if he could do it again. If not in this race, maybe the next one. So we'll see what happens. All right, so DT's back on the lead lap. The problem is he's 25 seconds behind the field. So he's not going to be in the draft on the restart. 12 laps to go at Daytona. Green flag.
All over each other here at the front. Pretty even start. And looks like everybody's going to be sticking in formation. You're going to have to go back to David Schildhouse. He's the first car to peek out of line. And guess who's right there with him? His teammate, Briar LaPrade, up there on the high side. Dylan Kim as well. They're going to try to get that thing rolling out. Cosman!
Up into going and into the air. Big junk.
What just happened?
Cosman came over the radio and says, I have no idea what just happened. So,
We knew it would happen with this type of racing.
well, let's get a replay if we can, because that looks like net code right there. Net code, and that kicks him sideways, and he can't save it.
The rest of the field just has to try to avoid that. But, I mean, that's pretty difficult there. And I mean, there is some, as we call it, internet-assisted contact between the 84 and the 99 here. Let's go on board with Breyer. And you see
Hits
just
part of the mouth.
calamity in front of him. Oh, and poor Blake almost makes it
his
through that,
teammate.
just gets hooked.
It's his teammate in Schildhouse that's up on his windshield.
Man, look at going. He just gets driven under.
Yep. They just keep piling on in.
And good break for DT here. We mentioned before the green that he was 25 seconds back, and he didn't even have a chance to get collected in that one. See him right there. No damage, clean car. Maybe a blessing in disguise for that BK throwback machine.
Having it his way.
It says on the back bumper of that car.
Yep. Even though he's only been on the lead lap for like 4 total laps tonight, he'll stay out and take the field position as a good amount of cars come onto pit road.
To be fair, that's all you need. Is you don't have to be up in the top 10 the entire night. You just need to keep your nose clean, don't get any damage, keep logging laps, and if you're at the front when this thing is close to being over, you're gonna have a shot. That's just how it is. And if you can squeak your way by the almost patented, guaranteed 3-wide track blocking wreck coming to the finish, I mean, mark my words, it's gonna happen coming out of turn 4 to the checkered flag of this thing. If you can make it through that, you're going to have a fantastic shot at coming home in victory lane here for FTF.GG 250 race number 1.
So we'll have a restart with 8 to go. There are some drivers that still are saving their fast repair. Let's run through the guys that have used their fast repair already. You only get one. Those drivers are your leader, Sean Butler, Radman in 7th, Cisco Scaramuza in 8th, Dale Reynolds in 10th, DT in 12th, Briar LaPrade, McCandless, Schildhouse, Goen, TCB, Jordan Worth, and now Travis Brown. Now Travis has more damage. He's going to get out in time, though. He may still have damage on that race car, but he's going to get out before he gets lapped. Everybody else still has theirs, and some drivers are thinking they can fix the rest of the damage. That includes Cody, Cosman, and Case Kallenbach. Those 3 still on the pit lane as the field's off turn 4, when we should get 1 to green here this time.
And for everybody watching at home right now, get ready. If you have never witnessed a core finish before, you are about to see something that has never been witnessed before, at least by your eyes. It's pretty common for core at this point, but we are all going to be given 125% to get back to this checkered flag first. Everybody using every inch of the track. There's no yellow line rule. I know we've mentioned it already, but it is doubly important. You'll see big moves down the backstretch, coming out of turn 4, heading into the tri-oval. It is going to be wild, and we are only 9 laps removed from that inevitability at this point. Sean Butler, pole sitter, had a little bit of damage earlier, used that fast repair. He's back up at the front. Justin Champagne, again, we watched him last year sweep both of the races here at Daytona. We know he knows how to get it done. Michael Cozy Jr. is Michael Cozy Jr., core champion, another guy who can absolutely get out here and win races. Wes Graham and Corey Vervinkt, don't see as much of them, but this is their chance to break some of that. Wes Graham especially, Corey Vervinkt especially, they have a shot here at a dub if they can just hold on for 8 more laps once we get this green flag.
Getting set to go. Sean Butler on the front row with Justin Champagne. 8 laps to go in race number 1. We have a second race coming up, so don't expect this to be done anytime soon. Pace truck is in right now. It's time to go from Daytona. 8 laps to settle it. Green flag.
See if we have anybody like David Schildhouse and Breyer last time that go out, and indeed Dylan Kim looks to that outside, doesn't have that inside. Radman is there, and now Kim, if he doesn't get any help, is going to be in some big trouble on this outside.
All alone up there. He's got Breyer up there, but just 3, 4, 5 car lengths back as they try and get these things wound back up to speed. Back to 199 mile an hour or so. 3 wide at the front, 4 rows deep.
All over each other right now out of turn number 4. Corey Vervinkt all over the place. Right now, he's got to get that thing collected if he's going to have any shot of this thing. Garrett Smithley right behind him. You know he's taking mental note of that number 12 machine sliding and swerving all over the place because he doesn't want any part of that, you'd have to imagine.
Here comes Cam up on the outside line. 3 wide. Cisco sliding up, almost making contact. Cam out in front. He won here last year. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, Dylan Kim, he was thinking about moving down to the inside, just couldn't quite clear it. And now that's outside lane subsiding just a little bit. They're going to get that run coming to the stripe. Still going to be 3 wide. At the line, going to be Dylan Kim. 6 laps to go at Daytona. And I don't know, it feels like we're on the brink of disaster right now.
Storm's coming.
Absolutely. And we mentioned that even though they were 3 wide earlier, it was still calm. That calm feeling is gone. The intensity's picked up. About to get underneath 5 laps to go. I mean, again, it just feels like anything can happen anywhere right now.
They are so stacked up in that outside line and in that middle line. There's some breathing room down on the bottom, but one guy makes a mistake. That's all it takes.
Corey!
And there it is.
He's going to try to go back up.
4 wide. Oh, they saved it. They saved it. No, they didn't. Vervinkt gets turned in the back. He'll take a slide with Dale Reynolds. We stay green. 5 to go.
And all of a sudden, that's the accident that's going to split these packs up. Now, if you're someone like Fly Guy, Carson Hosevar, Case Kallenbach, you're going to have to get in the draft, and all of you have to work together to get back up into this lead pack. It looks like they're already single-file formation back there. Meanwhile, we're still racy up at the front. Sean Butler down on the inside, trying to get past Kim.
On board with Champagne. 4 laps to go.
Such a fine line you saw there on board with Justin Champagne to not lift the rear tires up off the ground, because if you do that, it is a guaranteed wreck. But you also have to get every ounce of momentum you can out of these cars. And it's such a fine line that you're threading right there. Such a great shot with Champagne. Look at Briar LaPrade. He's working with McCandless on the outside. Garrett Smithley as well. Lots of experience on this high side. Frisch goes with them.
Coming to 3 to go. They are 3 wide all the way through this pack. Gridlock.
Absolutely, and the only thing you can hope for at this point, if you're further back in the pack, is that if they wreck, you can get through it, because there will be almost no movement. It'll be almost cyclical. You'll see here, Garrett Smithley going to tag that outside wall, but if this outside lane can use that momentum, they're going to push ahead on the backstretch, and then once we get to the corners, that bottom lane, the shorter way around the racetrack, is going to have the advantage.
3 wide still. Chem in the middle. Briar LaPrade up top. Sean Butler on the bottom. 3 really strong cars from the Summer Series earlier this year. Now Butler moves up to the middle line. That opens up the door downstairs for Wes Graham. Wes the Mess in the 88. 2 laps to go.
I don't know how they're going to do it, Jacob. Everyone is all over each other. One mistake detonates this entire pack. But they're going to do it somehow. Sean Butler and Briar LaPrade still side by side. Look at Wes Graham down to the inside trying to make noise. He has Cisco Scaramuzza all over the back bumper. He might get pushed to the lead here at Daytona with only 2 laps to go.
Daytona's been known to produce some first-time winners in the Core League especially. Cody Hicken did it season 2. That was on NASCAR Heat. After that, Justin Melillo did it season 4. Dylan Kem did it earlier this year in the Summer Series. White flag. 1 more lap to go in race number 1 of the FTF 250.
And we're racing it back no matter what. Everybody 3 wide fighting for all the real estate they can get right now. Look at Sean Butler trying to squeeze Wes Graham coming out of the exit at turn number 2. Can Brian LaPrade do anything? McCandless is going to get turned, and now it's chaos in the back of the pack. The leaders race on to the finish.
Lap car in the apron in the grass. Big crash behind. We'll have to take a look at that later. No help for LaPrade upstairs. It's Butler in the middle. It's Wes Graham down on the inside. Third line is gone. It'll be wheel to wheel off. Turn number 4, leaning on each other. Kim pushing Butler. Cisco Scaramuza pushing.
Kim!
What's the mess? Dylan Kim at the line has done it again. Dylan
How
Kim
did he
in the
do it?
middle. Dylan
How
Kim.
did he do it?
He moves Butler out of the way, and he takes it for himself. How about that?
What a move from Dylan Kim, and we're going to break all of that down, but he gives a shove to Sean Butler, pushes him up the racetrack, takes it the middle 3 wide, and takes the victory for himself. What a move from Dylan Kim to come home in victory lane here in the FTF.GG race number 1 at Daytona. My goodness.
Whew. And we get to do that again.
40 more laps coming up. Race 2 right after this. You don't want to go anywhere. And look at what happens here.
Yeah, so here's the crash off turn 2. That started with McCandless at the center of that. We see the inside wall. So McCandless gets turned by Garrett Smithley. That sets this whole mess off. And the session changed for warm-up. Can we get back and maybe see that run to the line? Here we go. So there's the crash going on behind in case Kallenbach goes for a wild ride. And right up here at the front, you see Breyer lost his help up on the outside. So it's just 2 by 2. And watch the 9 of Dylan Kim. He's going to use that help right here from Garrett and just take the run up the middle. And then he turns down into Wes Graham. That stunts Graham's momentum coming to the finish line. And he gets it done. Oh, man. Race 1 is done. Race 2 coming your way next. You're watching Core on FTF. FTF.GG continues its wide open coverage of Core Season 6 presented by SimWrapMarket.com. Race 2 is next here on FTF.GG. Jacob Pitts, Caleb Hoffman with you. Race number 2 is an invert of the results from race 1. So it looks a little something like this. Kazman Yoneshu is your pole sitter. Rusty Walrus to the outside. Jordan Worth, Dale Reynolds, they're in row number 2, and they'll scroll all the way down through our grid. And of course, Dylan Kim starting at the back. Caleb, he joins us now.
Yeah, and Dylan, you no other way to put it. You make an absolutely incredible move to come home in victory lane in another Core Daytona race. Talk us through not only what's going through your head, but how do you shake all that energy off now and go out here for race number 2?
Impossible. We are riding that last one. You know, it feels good. We got that one last year, had a good race to the line with Blake. I don't know, man. Going into turn 3, you know, everybody wrecked on the backstretch, kind of lost all the help from behind. When Garrett got into Breyer on the outside, that was my help, and I was gonna try to go to the outside of Sean, and then it was just magic. It opened up right in the middle. It was perfect. It was good.
Yeah, in with Core, and especially the twin races, there's always kind of this narrative that you have one wild one and one calm one. Do you think that race number 1 is going to be the wild one, or do you think this one is going to be the one that just descends into madness?
You know, the last one was pretty wild, but, you know, I think this is my second year racing in Core. I think this is going to be the one. So,
well, we'll let you go prepare and get all your thoughts together. DK, congratulations on a fantastic win there. And hopefully you get to do what Justin did a few years ago and sweep them here.
We're going to try. Thank you, guys.
That is your race 1 winner in DK.
Alrighty. We are rolling. Set to go. Some guys going to take EOLs here, drop to the back of the pack. Among them, Rusty, Brayton Laster, Robert Dorman, and Fly Guy. So the grid shuffles a little bit, but for the most part, it's still the same. Cosman on the front row. He'll have Dale Reynolds to the outside this time.
And again, going to be interesting. You heard DK say there he thinks that this one's going to be the wild one, and I'm not so sure. I don't know how we could get crazier than race number 1, but we know that everything is on the line here. We don't get any second chances from this point on here tonight. I think he might be onto something here. Everybody knows each other at this point, knows how to expect each car to race. Not only that, but a lot of these fast guys who know how to get it done are going to have to navigate through a lot of the guys up here at the front who might be a little more uncomfortable and on the edge of their wheels.
About set to go. Through turn 4. 40 more laps up on the board. We only have 28 cars because Justin Champagne left and has not come back. So I don't know what the deal is there. Set to go green. Cosman and Dale Reynolds lead us to green. Race 2's underway. Well, that didn't take long to get busy, did it? 3 wide at the front. Second verse, same as the first as they're coming off turn 4.
Lots of aggression through this field already. And look at this high lane led by core rookie Radman. He has not been afraid to put his nose up there tonight at all.
Travis dropping to the bottom there. Had a hole right in behind Jordan Worth. He drops in.
Look at Hocevar again, threading that needle down on the inside. Just hope it doesn't turn out like Harry Tiller here a few years ago.
Oh, in the wall! Radman around. Big crash off turn 4. Rusty gets involved in this. Gabe Wood, Shieldhouse, Jordan Worth. Lap 2 again. Calamity.
Oh, and a second wreck that just developed as well with Corey Vervinkt and Travis Brown at the exit of the tri-oval. Looks like they got collected together trying to avoid it, and now some significant damage for Travis. You see Corey as well. Fireworks early on already. And we'll have to see who got through it here. Look at the instant replay.
So, here it is. Couldn't really get much there, but it's Radman up in the air on top of DT. Jordan Worth hits the inside wall. There's Case punching him in the mouth. Rusty got run over by Gabe Wood. And it looks like it's just a tap. Oh, no, Worth bobbled and got Shieldhouse out of shape.
Oh, and look at that hit.
Travis, yeah.
And this is Radman getting through. We'll take another look. This is going to be focused on Travis here, this 01 machine down on the inside.
So he misses it, and then I got it, I don't got it, I got it, I don't got it, I really don't got it. And Vervinkt gets into him, and there's damage to the 01.
Yeah, it's been a rough ride for the Bandit there so far through 2 races, but he'll try to get this thing turned around, being very cautious here of if anybody takes that fast repair early on. It doesn't look like it. Actually, take that back. We're going to have one car, Michael Cozy Jr., who's burned through that fast repair already here on lap 4.
I'd have to think that was an accident.
Yeah, might have left it checked on when he came down to pit, because I'm not sure he had much, if any, damage. I mean, obviously some for that fast repair to trigger, but I don't think it was any race-altering amount.
So Cosman, your leader, will get a restart at about a lap and a half.
And again, I mean, it's so hard to switch from the end of that first race when that intensity level was so high to all of a sudden you have to re-rack, get everybody together, and do this thing all over again. I mean, 40 more laps, you're going to have to take it with some tempo. And I think, you know, not fully lay back here at the start of this race, but there's going to have to be a lot more level of caution at the very beginning, because if there's not, if you race like there's only 2 or 3 laps to go, then you're going to have a bunch of junked race cars. And we've seen that already here. And everybody is going to have to adapt and acclimate very quickly here at the start of race number 2 coming to this restart.
One to green. We'll get the choose cone here off turn 2. Everybody's going to stay on the lead lap. at least for now. And yeah, the group that used their fast repairs. Cozy used his, so did Jordan Worth, so did Corey Vervink. Everybody else holding on to it.
You know, everybody getting to the choose cone, have a little bit of lineup issues throughout the field. Looks like Corey Vervink dropped to the back. Radman having some issues as well. Looking through the field right now, guys like Schildhaus, Laster, Garrett Smithley, Travis Brown, drive through. Case Kallenbach is trying to catch the end of this field as the pace car enters into turn number 3. Everybody should be caught up, it looks like.
Should be. Getting there. Radman and Case are still coming off turn number 2. They got to giddy up here. Catch back up to the field that's in 3 and 4.
Well, we had a little moment of downtime here, Jacob. You ready to get things back going again?
Here we go. Okay, struck in. 5 laps complete. Green flag.
Field gets back onto the throttle here. Michael Cozy Jr. peeking out 3 wide with help from Frisch behind. Again, 2 core champions in this group. McCandless as well. Big move up at the front from TCB. That's going to open up that inside lane for Cosman. He's got help behind and Carson Hocevar.
Everybody gets wound back up 3 wide at the front. Brian LaPrade taking the lead. He's bringing Cozy right with him. Now he drops to the bottom. Cozy drops to the middle.
Fireworks throughout the field a little bit. Gabe Wood tags the outside wall. Might be in jeopardy of losing the draft here. If he can slot in behind somebody else, he should be okay, though.
Every year we see a calm one and a wild one. We heard DK say after race 1 that there's no way this race will be calm. I have to disagree solely because, you know, there's always one where we get a little fuel mileage involved, and I can see this being the race because that last one was pretty wild, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, but you better knock on wood. That commentator curse will come out to get you if you're not careful. And right now, the way they're racing, anything is possible. Look at them, 3 wide for the lead right now. Breyer with a run down to the inside. Here we go on the straightaway, though. Frisch and McCandless look very, very sporty on that outside.
Go 3 wide, pretty deep through this pack. And is this the big 3 right here leading this race? Frisch, LaPrade, and Cozy.
And again, these are guys every year it feels like are in championship contention between Frisch, LaPrade,
in the wall! Sean, with Dale Reynolds, we stay green, but damage to both cars.
Everybody else will have to get by as well. Sean not up to speed yet.
He's getting there, though, but Dale Reynolds going to be the big loser in all of that. He's going to lose the draft.
Tough break for the Season 1 champion. They'll have to try to hang on if this goes green. Look at this move from Justin Malillo.
Yeah, 3 wide to the outside.
He's got good help behind, and Travis Jordan Worth once again. This pack has split up on board with Justin here, and just, I mean, again, every year we talk about it, but look at the amount of work that he's doing on this wheel right now. I mean, all over the place lots of counter steer involved to just keep this car going in a straight line and up on top lane.
Core. Or more appropriately, Brandt.
Yeah, where's the whiteboard, Justin?
I believe the whiteboard has found a different purpose right now. If you saw his tweet from earlier this morning, oh, Travis trying to go 4 wide. There's no room up there, son. He gets back in line 3 wide throughout the pack.
Lots of squeezing and shoving going on in this front pack. All of that has invited guys like Hocevar, DK, Corey Vervink, Cisco all back up into the mix in this lead pack.
30 to go. And they're racing like there's 3 to go.
I was about to say it's a little cliche, but feels like it's closer to 5 to go, doesn't it, Jacob? I mean, all over the place right now. Blocks being thrown in the back. DK, big move, trying to give some much-needed momentum to this outside lane as they go through the corner. Travis going to tag that wall just a little more. That rear quarter panel is getting a workout on that 01 tonight.
Oh, contact. Travis says his engine's about to blow up. Sean Butler says his engine's about to blow up as we ride on board with your leader in Breyer, who's become the Mark Martin of this series as far as trying to win a championship. So close so many times. He still hasn't been able to get it done. Maybe, just maybe, this year will be the year.
Yeah, no one more deserving than he. I mean, the last 3 consecutive years, it feels like he's been in it right down to that last race and has just had it stolen from him at the end. Oh, man. Going and Travis almost made more contact there. Travis is giving the radio a workout right now.
Everybody moved to get out of his way, and he still hasn't backed off Melillo. Oh, boy.
What's the saying? Win or die trying. It's about what Travis is about to do.
Checkers or wreckers. As you see the glorious back panel on that 01. Lap car ahead, it is Sean, who has pitted.
Look at lap
he's
traffic
stay
here.
right there.
Oh, man. How did they do it? How do they keep doing it, Jacob?
That's twice tonight that they've had to do it with Sean. Good.
Come on, Sean.
Hey, he needs a caution. Get back on the lead lap.
Just kill the leaders.
Hey, he held his line.
Hey, okay, Kevin Harvick. Looks like 01 has dipped out of line on Justin, and now only 2 cars remain on that outside lane. Might be some real estate up for the taking if you're someone like Michael P. Frisch here in the next few laps.
Now, Frisch says he's pitting. He's in the middle line. I hope that was accident. Okay, he clarifies that was accidental. Cool. Thank you, Frisch.
Giving me a heart attack.
On board here, Corey Vervink, who is right now running in the 11th spot, just outside of the top 10.
And Bandit's had a rough go of it tonight so far, but he has a chance to rebound here. Slipping and sliding in the corners here. He's got race 1 winner in DK down to his inside. Sean Butler right behind him as well, and he's in the wall.
In the wall.
We're good. Travis says he's... Whoa! Carson Hocevar as well says he's got his hand out the window. Some strategery. Here comes Blake.
Green to the end.
Oh, they're wrecking!
Jordan Worth. Gary Owen. Caution's out.
Well, there goes that. Everybody that just signaled they were coming down pit road, you got to be careful not to cross that commitment line.
Well, Ben said as long as you drive through, you're okay. So this all started.
Hocevar's pitting.
Interesting. Let's take a look at this. because this all started with the 24 of Gary Owen. Watch him in the middle, that black and white car behind Cozy. He's going to come up the racetrack into Kem, and that tips Worth around, and it's on.
And again, that's just a chain reaction from everybody pitting there. Jordan Worth, I'd say, probably got the worst end of that.
It's going to be a nightmare for Ben here to set the order. He's doing it manually right now. Not a lot of damage. The worst part of that was Jordan Worth.
Either way, going to be a lot to settle here on pit lane. And if anybody has anything up their sleeves, it looks like the group of Hocevar, McCandless, and Travis Brown might have had something, but it's kind of blown up in their face rather quickly. Oh, trouble! Justin Malillo and TCB just made some contact on pit lane. Lifted the rear tires up off the ground for TCB.
And there's some damage to the front end of the 53.
Let's hope that didn't trigger the faster pair for the 53.
Oh, man, where's Gary Owen going?
He's going to get
DQ'd.
going? Oh. He came over the radio, said forgot where his box was, and see it there, backed up a little too far, had to get going once again. Either way, it looks like race off pit road, Cozy going to be your new leader.
Go to a break here at Daytona. We're almost halfway done in race 2. Michael Cozy Jr., your leader. Back here from Daytona. Michael Cozy Jr., your race leader. Yeah. And, well, half a lap away from getting back under the green flag. We're looking at 22 laps to go when we get the restart. Michael Cozy Jr. out in front. He's had some magic here at this racetrack in the past. Not necessarily in core, but the 2021 Firecracker 400 champion. He walked off the Firecracker 200 earlier this year to get himself into the Firecracker 400. And he had a chance in that to the very end. He's pretty good at these plate tracks. Here we go. 22 laps to go on the restart. Cozy, Cosman, LaPrade, Vervinkt, TCB, Cisco, Candles, Schildhouse, Reynolds, and West Graham. Green flag.
Breyer all over Cozy here, and you see him start to fan out a little further back. Radman again with another big move to that outside. Travis Brown in line, Dylan Kim, Michael P. Frisch, and we're looking to go four wide. Travis!
This ain't going to work.
Dale Reynolds all over each other.
West
Graham's going to get turned.
Dale Reynolds is around. Travis Brown is around. No big contact. Fly Guy also in it. But, yeah, 4 wide gone wrong, and we're back under caution. But contact started with Dale Reynolds and Wes Graham. But
this is
just some ping pong action, and then bam, around goes the 88. Just catches Travis, who comes down and hits Fly Guy in the door. We'll be coming to 1 to green this time.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to get some thoughts here on what created this wreck. Travis, we got 22 to go, and we're making it 4 wide. I mean, you that determined to get up to the front?
Nah, I'm just drunk. I thought he was going down the hill, and that guy who was below me, I don't know who it was, but it looked like he went low, so I was like, I'm gonna fill the middle. Even though me and Radman were making some ground up there on the high side, and I filled the middle, and he was still middle, and we went 4. And I mean, I feel like I held a pretty wheel. I got turned there late, almost saved it, but then I think Fly Guy was kind of down there on the bottom. Oh God, I'm about to pile into the field.
Yeah, watch out.
I don't know. You gotta get every spot you can, because this is just 3 wide, and it's just kind of a gridlock once we make it about a lap. So I was trying to get all the spots I could there, and it didn't work. But that's all right. We got a quick repair. I'm gonna probably go in here and see how much optional I got. If it's a lot, I'm just gonna take the quick repair and try to come back up through the field. I scammed a top 10 out of the last one by letting all of them wreck on the last lap. So I guess if I have to take the quick repair, which I don't think I'm going to here, that'll probably be the strategy for the rest of this one. So I don't know. I haven't seen it. Maybe it was my fault. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm trying to make up as many spots as I can before we end up in gridlock traffic.
Well, Travis, we're about to come to the restart here. We're at the choose cone, so appreciate your transparency, and we'll wish you luck in trying to get that thing back up to the front.
Thanks.
That is Travis Brown, and just let it be known, we do not condone drinking and driving here. But Travis, hell of a driver, sometimes sober, and you can see there is not afraid to do anything with these race cars.
Mm-hmm. Goodness. All right. Getting set to go. 19 to go on the restart. And oh my, we're not going to have these guys make it. Travis isn't going to make the back of the field. Cody's not going to make the back of the field. Wes Graham might. But yeah, they are pretty far back here. As here we go. Ready for the restart. 19 to go. Cozy and Cosman on the front row again. Green flag.
Little bit of a lag behind here from Cosman. Going to stack up that inside lane pretty significantly. Everybody's going to have to very much chill out. But look at Carson Hocevar. He doesn't get off the throttle at all, and he's going to have to find a spot to squeeze in here. Looks like Michael P. Frisch going to be gracious, give him a move. But if he tries that, say in 10 laps, maybe not so forgiving.
How nice of Frisch to let Hocevar in line.
And looking around right now, TCB making a big move through the middle. Going to go to that high side. Cozy and Vervinkt have no momentum right now. Look at DT's in the top 10 for what feels like the first time tonight in both races. Meanwhile, Cosman, for the first time, looks to have clear and divisive control of this lead.
Hocevar, I think, thought about going 4 wide on the flat, but it didn't quite work. So Cosman continues to lead the way. Cozy leading the middle. Breyer leading the outside. 3 wide, still at the front.
You're going to have to watch out for that. If he lags back in the corner here, he might be looking for a move to try to get past David Schildhouse. And you heard Travis talk about when it gets gridlocked, there's no available opportunity to pass. Maybe Carson's trying to circumvent that by making it 4 wide down on the inside and slotting his way up into the pack. The only thing is you're going to run into people who don't want to do it, as TCB looks like almost gets turned up on the high side.
He got into the wall, getting into turn number 3, and that got him sideways. Gets it out of it, though. We remain under green and avoid any incident from it. Hocevar blinking. That's not good.
Wondering what was going on there. Looks like Kim going to back out from behind him, and what is this, 4 or 5 rows of cars, just 3 wide packed in there?
Just pure calamity. Nowhere to go. Now Hocevar is getting crossed up. There goes Dylan Kim right on by. As Brian LaPlade is clear for the lead, and he will take it. Oh, and now into the wall hard! McCandless! Cisco! DT, 1 car up in the air. It's Melillo. Hard crash, turn 4.
And we knew that was coming. Absolutely.
Corey Vervinkt got into McCandless and set off a vicious crash.
And I think it was Corey hitting one of those bumps, overcorrecting a little bit. We're going to get a replay right here. Watch the Bandit machine in the middle, 3 wide here. Going to hit a bump, overcorrect a little bit, it looks like right there, and then just get into the rear quarter panel. Candles hook him up into the wall. Cisco, big hit. And then you see Justin Melillo getting crawled up under there.
A lot of damage for a lot of good cars.
And a few fast repairs, you're going to have no choice but to break them out here. On board with the Vervinkt machine.
Comes down. We're going to need a camera. Oh, boy. We're going to need a camera on that car, the 53 Live, as soon as humanly possible here, Zach. I understand that thing was not driving well.
You see what happened to it?
We may need to go back about 30 seconds and re-rack here. As there you see.
Look at his hands.
Yeah. So if we go back to how he was driving down the back straightaway, he's driving the way Travis was feeling, swerving left, right. That's because that's how he had to drive the race car. I think we may need to get a word with the old 53 driver.
For sure. I mean, he's on pit road right now. Why not take a moment to talk to Justin Melillo? You just had the wreck of your life. Talk us through what happened and then a little bit of the aftermath there as well.
Yeah, I got pinned into the wall there pretty hard, and then it felt like there was a tire that was detached or something. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. That was nuts because I couldn't actually get the car to turn or go straight. Like, it was just like out of my hands. So I was like sawing on the wheel to just get it back to the pits. So we'll take the fast repair here and get back out there. But man, we were having a good run up there and got some damage earlier, and Now we're going to go try and get back up there without dying again. So we'll see what happens.
And you can see on screen now, just like you said, sawing that wheel back and forth just to limp it back to the pits. You have your fast repair now. You're only 15 laps to go. What's the strategy here from a former core Daytona winner to try to get back up to the front and win this thing?
I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly. I don't know if I'm just going to go for it or if I'm going to hang back and wait for them all to wreck. But it seems like no matter what strategy I do here is not going to be the one that's ideal. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that is Justin Malillo. Good luck, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us here.
You got it.
Kim. We'll let him go focus and try to recollect for this restart. And again, you can see him just sawing all over the place here, trying to get this thing into the pits. One broken race car for sure.
But it's all fixed now.
All
Here
better.
we're back live. Yeah. So we'll be choosing this time by.
And I don't know, Jacob. Thought this one might be the calm one. DK expressed his disagreement with us there. I'd say so far it's been tamer under the green flag conditions. I think we've had more incidents that have resulted in wrecks than race number 1, but I feel the craziness level for the most part hasn't gone away at all, really.
Yeah, it stayed at a 10 the whole time.
Core Field is on one tonight. Either way, coming to a restart here, this is going to be lots of fun. And remember what we saw race number 1, maybe not to that degree yet here with 14 laps to go, should be 13 coming to the restart. But I can almost guarantee you that we are not done with the restarts yet here in the FTF.GG 250 race number 2.
Half a lap from getting back under the green flag. 13 to go. When we get the restart. So we're probably going to wreck some more, but I'm curious, Caleb, who do you think's got this thing in the bag?
Yeah, looking through the field, lots of interesting faces. I mean, I've kind of got my eye on Fly Guy back here. P14 on this restart. It looks like he's starting down on the inside. He's been pretty quiet so far tonight, but I just have a gut feeling about him. He's been searching for this first core win. I think Daytona might be just the spot for him to get it done here tonight.
We did see him toward the front at the end of that first race, so I wouldn't rule it out. Here we go. Green flag. 13 laps to go at Daytona.
Back on the loud pedal here, and don't blink now. Look at this top 5. Briar LaPrade, Cosman, TCB, Cozy, Jordan Worth, Carson Hocevar, all under a blanket here. Wonder if anybody goes and tries to make that third line once again. Here comes Jordan.
Yep, Worth to the outside. But LaPrade got a great push from TCB and is leading the charge. Now TCB goes up to block Jordan Worth.
That was close.
And they're wrecking.
Yes.
Trouble. Radman around, up in the air. That's Sean Butler. Dale Reynolds in another one. Case is in this. David Shieldhouse with a lot of damage. It all just stacked up. Coming off turn 4, DT turned Radman around, and another crash.
I think this is going to be a stack up. Watch this 4-car. Garrett Smithley is going to come down to that middle line. Radman's going to get out of the throttle, and then DT just has no clue what's about to happen. Gets in the back end and turns that number 10 car around. Sean Butler, you see Case Kallenbach with a little bit of a secondary impact there.
Well, but that all started with TCB coming up in front and blocking, because that's what caused that outside line to check up. And cause Smithley to move and back out of it. So, yeah, let's stop doing that. Starting to look like a series that runs on a different night of the week. Goodness. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm bored here.
Schulthouse. Oh, nowhere to go. He also, I don't think, ever lifted, but...
No.
Oh, and then he takes Case with him. That's uncalled for. A disgusting act by the Season 5 champion.
And again, this is good for some of your guys up at the front. Briar LaPrade, Cosman, Michael Cozy Jr., Carson Hocevar worked his way up inside the top 5, start from 4th, barring any pit stops here, which are, I'd say, a long shot for anything to happen in that regard for the rest of this race. But good news for them. They get to tick laps off and not have to fight everybody behind them. Conversely, it's bad news for everybody in the back. They're just trying to make their way up to the front. Guys like Justin Malillo, who's back in 14th right now. Looking at drive-through as well. Guys that are caught up in these accidents. Now at this point, if you don't have that track position, you're just looking for some way to get back up to the front, whether that be wreck avoidance or trying to hitch onto that third lane maybe once it forms back up.
Chosen. 10 laps to go on the restart. Briar LaPrade is the leader. Corey Vervink is 3 laps down. DT and McCandless are still on pit road. Now they're driving. They've got a long way to go to catch back up. I'm not sure if they will make it back to the pack in time, but here we go. 10 laps to settle it here at Daytona. We do have overtime if we need it, but we didn't need it in that first race. I'm not sure we're going to need it here. Pace truck will make the hard left turn onto pit road. 10 to go to settle it at Daytona. Green flag.
And this is going to be fun. Cosman down to the inside. Carson Hocevar lagged back a little bit. We'll see if he gives a big shove to this 84 machine. Everybody on the outside, though, grouped up very well together. Jordan Wirth tried to go up to that high side. There just wasn't enough real estate for it to happen. Side by side still between Cosman and Briar coming off, too. This high lane is going to have a lot of momentum.
Getting him wound back up to full song. Here comes TCB, third line outside once again. He has been aggressive in this second race. Got Jordan Wirth right behind him. Cosman
Dylan Kidd's going to go around.
Into the wall with Cisco. We stay green. More trouble in the back. Radman in this. Corey Vervink. Fly Guy is off the pace. Again, we stay green. 9 to go.
We keep it green, and we have split the pack up big time. It looks like Jordan Wirth's really the last group of this. I don't think Garrett Smithley's going to have a chance unless he gets some help from behind to get back up into this lead pack. It might just be these 10 cars. And look at Carson Hocevar might try to make some noise behind Cosman. He has help from Frisch behind.
Look how small this pack has become without throwing a caution. We have just 9 cars under a blanket. Not sure anybody else will be able to catch up in time. Corey Vervink has parked the car. He's done for the night. 8 laps to go. Cosman out in front. He's familiar to winning at Daytona. He won the FTF Bar Visual 500 last year.
We know he knows how to get it done. Briar LaPrade here as well. Cozy. Briar would love to start this season off strong and again try to get this championship camel off his back. Look at TCB here. He might look to start a third lane. I don't know. Do the leaders right now opt to just ride around for a few more laps, try to just get to the white flag?
I'm not sure. Scoring shows Cisco the leader. He pitted, then towed, so that's why it's broken. It'll fix here at the start-finish line as Breyer officially takes the lead. Jordan Worth trying to make a third line. Nobody willing to go with him, at least not yet. 7 to go.
Something to watch out, though. Garrett Smithley, Gabe Wood, Travis Brown, they are all in line together. Speeds of almost 205 miles per hour. They might get back in this thing before it's over. You see them in your frame right now.
They are closing, but they are running out of time. Plus, you can't push for forever in these things before they overheat, but they've got the draft at this point. So they are in this pack, even if they're not on top of the field yet. 7 to go now, coming to 6 to go. Breyer's got 3 lanes to block. Here comes TCB to the outside.
3 wide, and we mentioned that third line was going to form eventually. They don't have the help maybe that they want, but it is coming. 6 laps to go through turns 1 and 2. Gabe Wood on the inside might try to provide some support to this inside lane. Does Carson Hocevar try to make a move to the inside of this yellow line? We've seen him do it multiple times tonight.
He's riding around for now. Lap car on the apron. It's Radman. He gets out of the way. Coming to 5 to go this time as they pass Cisco down on the apron. I'm not sure we're going to see that 88 car make a move, at least not yet. He may wait till the last lap. He's kind of boxed in right now behind that 84. His best option would be to push the 84 and then maybe try and pull out coming to the checkered flag. 5 to go.
Well, keep in mind, I mean, this 88 and 4 of Garrett Smithley and Hocevar are in constant communication. If they want to make a move, they have the opportunity to maybe a little bit later on, maybe trying to fake Cosman out at this point, but that inside lane is going to be where you want to be. A little bit of a shove there to Cosman, gets him off kilter. They keep it straight. Breyer LaPrade was clear inside for a second, but here comes Cosman once again.
Coming to 4 to go. That inside line fighting back, but now back in the hands of Breyer LaPrade at the start-finish line. And don't forget that 25 up there in that third line. He has been fast. Travis Brown back into the picture. Third on the outside line. 4 to go.
And again, we are gridlocked until something happens. Maybe somebody tags the outside wall, gets that outside lane split up. Something of that sort is going to have to occur for any big moves to happen inside this top 10 until we get to that white flag where I think all bets are off at that point. It's just such a difficult spot to be in, to just make it to the line lap after lap, just ticking until that finish.
And outside lost its momentum. Cozy goes to the outside. Breyer tries to block. Can't do it. 3 wide. Here comes Cozy. 3 to go.
Coming up on lap traffic, Flag Eye is off the pace, and he's going to have to make a decision. He's going to pull to the apron, and he's going to get out of the way for these leaders. Good move by Flag Eye there to not break this lead pack up.
Now, why did Cozy get to the top? TCB got a big push going into turn number 3, but he couldn't hold it up against the outside wall. Had to lift. That opened up the window for Cozy to slide out of line coming off turn 4. And now he's in a position to try and fight for the win. Coming to 2 laps to go. They are still 3 wide, 4 rows deep. As they come up off the corner, they'll see 2 laps to go right here.
This is going to be a fun finish to the end. We'll see. Do they make it back to the white flag? Cozy all the way up against the wall. He's got TCB with a big shove from behind. If they can sustain this momentum down the backstretch, they're going to be in a fantastic spot. But don't look now. Look at Cosman. Maybe Carson Hocevar makes a move. Breyer LaPrade and Michael P. Frisch, names all around this lead pack. The penultimate time down the Daytona Superstretch. Here comes Cozy. Still 3 wide for the lead as they go into 3.
TCB got the wall. He's sideways. He holds onto the race car. Travis Brown almost pinches down to the 4. Garrett Smithley. We're coming to the white flag. And for the second straight race, we're going to have a run to the flag. 1 lap to go in race 2 at Daytona.
Here comes Michael P. Frisch. He's got Cozy on his rear bumper. Makes a move to the outside of Brian LaPrade. 3 wide once again for the lead. Cosman has a nose. A little bit of contact a little further back. Travis Brown giving the shove of his life to Brian LaPrade down the backstretch. Here comes that outside lane. They're still 3 wide. Carson Osavar glued to the back bumper. This number 84. Brian LaPrade and Michael P. Frisch side by side into 3.
LaPrade to the bottom. He's not clear. He gets hit. There's contact. Now Travis gets turned. Cosman around. Into the air. 4, 5 cars left. Screaming to the finish line.
Frisch!
They're all in the wall. Here comes Gary Owen down to the bottom. He turns TCB. Who can keep their foot in it back to the start-finish line? It's Gary Owen. Gary Owen makes it through it all and wins.
What just happened? How did that happen? Going out of nowhere gets the checkered flag in race number 2 at Daytona.
It's the second time he's won at Daytona in core. They all came together in turn 3, and everybody else put it in the wall off turn number 4. Going was the only car left, and like 2012 in the Xfinity Series, Going comes out of the pile, the only car left. And he's going to victory lane at Daytona again. Watch this. What a mess.
And again, everybody just gets pinned up on that top side once LaPrade gets put in the wall here. And Going somehow bodies TCB and makes it back to the line first.
He never lifted. He never lifted after that contact.
I wouldn't either.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody else kept wrecking. He had plenty of time to get there. Garrett Smithley coming home in second. I don't think he lifted either. I mean, watch the 4. Here comes Garrett. He never lifted. He had a shot and just beat out Hocevar at the line for second. Hocevar driving through the grass. Burning down the house. Gary Owen has done it again.
My goodness, what a win for the driver, the number 24.
Gary Owen, the winner. Garrett Smithley, second. Carson Hocevar finishes third. Cozy fourth. Frisch fifth. You'll see the results. There they are. Robert Dorman finishes sixth. Cody Hickens, 7th. Gabe Wood, 8th. TCB comes home 9th. Justin Malillo comes home 10th. The last 2 there on the list, Breyer and Jordan Worth, rounding out the top 12.
Looking on back to 13th, you'll see Cosman, after a great run, just gets turned there at the end. David Schildhouse, 14th. Blake McCandless with a top 15. Brayton Lasser, 16th. Sean Butler in 17th. Rusty Walrus comes home 18th here tonight. Travis Brown, 19th. Case Collenbach rounds out your top 20. Davin Cornelius, DT, in 21st. Race 1 winner Dylan Kim, 22nd. Dale Reynolds in the 23rd position. And Wes Graham in 24th.
The rest, Radman, Fly Guy, Francis, that's Cisco, and then Corey Vervinkton, Justin Champagne, who did not show up. Oh, my. Gary Owen, you've done it again. Oh, my God, I'm deaf.
I apologize.
Yeah.
That's my global entry sound.
Yeah, all right. So you've won.
Yeah, we won. I don't even know what happened there. They all just started crashing, and I don't remember much already other than there was a car on my inside, and we made contact, and it turned me somewhere, and I pinned it and did the little brake and gas pedal trick, and it straightened it out, and it worked.
I still can't fathom what we just watched. Like, how in the world did you get through that?
I don't know, man. I just, the C's open. I think was I in the middle lane? I don't even remember. I think I was, and I figured that they were actually going to keep it clean to the end, so that's why I went up there, and then it just went insane, and I don't know, I just got extremely lucky. There was no skill involved there. I thought I was going to lose the race because I went through the pit lane, but I guess we're fine if you get turned in there. So, I mean, we'll take it either way.
Iowa's next week. Your thoughts going into Iowa as we see the? I guess this is coming to the white flag here.
I haven't even seen the replay yet. I got to see it, but Iowa. I don't feel very confident in the Gen 4 car yet, so we will wait and see. Honestly, if we get out of there with a top 10 run, I'll be happy. But you know what? We'll take it. I've already got my win for the year out of the way. So as far as I'm concerned, the season's been done and dealt with.
Gary, congratulations. You've won again at Daytona.
This is my third win here, dude. And I'm just seeing the replay now. Yeah, the sea's just literally parted. It was perfect for me.
Gary, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Great broadcast. Thanks for doing what you do.
Cool. Yeah. Gary Owen, your winner at Daytona. Garrett Smithley finished second. He's with Caleb.
Yeah, and Garrett, I don't even know how to comprehend what I just witnessed there for the win here at Daytona. Just talk us through what you saw on board that number 4 machine coming to the finish there.
Yeah, I was just reviewing it with my stream, and I don't know. I mean, it was like 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide. I was sweating, biceps are pumped. I mean, we had to wheel the heck out of it, and then all of a sudden, just pandemonium, disaster, chaos. And then I saw Carson save it, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be me and Carson for whatever, we were 6th or 7th, and everybody wrecked in front of us, and I was like, oh, we got a shot. And then we shot the middle, and then all of a sudden here comes the 24 on the bottom and took it. But wow, what a crazy race. Didn't use a single reset, so I'm pretty, I'll take that.
Yeah, and for Gary Owen, he just described it as the seas parting for him, and there it felt like you had 2 separate instances of the seas really parting for you, getting lined up with Carson there and then avoiding Breyer there at the end after they all got pinned up against the wall. A great race 2 here for you, race 1 as well. Do you have plans to come back and race Iowa and try to pick up a win there?
Oh, absolutely. I'm already planning my rig. I'm going to be in Kentucky for Thanksgiving with some family, but I've already got a rig lined up for me to go have some fun there. So, I feel like we finished 6th and 2nd, so I feel like we should be sitting pretty good in points wise. So, I love these Gen 4 cars. They're such a blast to drive, and I'm really looking forward to the mile and a halfs coming up. And just got to thank Trophy Tractor and what. I can't even think right now. My brain's all scrambled. True Brand and Dylan DN Creative for doing all my paint schemes, and obviously Core for putting on this amazing show. And we'll see you guys next week.
Sounds like a plan, Garrett. Congratulations on a fantastic 2nd place finish. Like you said, should be pretty high up in the championship standings going into Iowa.
Thanks, guys.
That is your 2nd place finisher in Garrett Smithley, and we'll go back up to you, Jacob.
So we go from one real-world driver to another. Carson Hocevar, in his first start, comes home. I don't remember where he finished in race number 1, but in race number 2, he comes home 3rd, barely. And I know, Carson, you were boxed in there on that inside line on the last lap, but you made it through the carnage and got home with the top 5.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was notified that this race even existed about an hour beforehand, so didn't have a lot of prep work or anything. The guys at the shop didn't get a lot of time to do some sim work and work on this hot rod, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I was trying to give as good a push as I could without hooking him. It's tough to push in this car, obviously, and we were able to put together a decent run and hold the line as good as we could and hold up there as long as we could. But a lot of fun. It was really clean, I thought, and I just had a good time. And honestly, wish we could have lined up for a 3rd one there because I was enjoying it. But we'll go again next week.
There is next week, of course, at Iowa. I hope you can join us for that. If not, another race along the way. Your thoughts with these cars going to Iowa next week?
I haven't ran, honestly, the Gen 4 thing on here on iRacing very much. But hopefully we can move around and have some fun. The biggest thing is just, everybody that is in this group, seems like they have a good time and they can balance fun and hard racing. And, that's what makes this whole deal fun and what makes the sim go around. So I enjoyed it, and I joined finding this little group, and looking forward to it. But man, I wish, that balance and that racing, that was a lot of fun. I love the fact we could run 3 wide at a track that really shouldn't probably go 3 wide, with all the bumps and everything. And hopefully we can have that combination again soon, because I enjoyed it, but I always got the same amount of bumps with just less pack. So looking forward to it.
Carson, congratulations on the top 3, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's Carson Hocevar coming home P3 tonight from Daytona. Oh, man.
Finally getting your breath together, Jacob?
Maybe. One race down. A lot more to go with course season 6 presented by SimWrapMarket.com. So we've got Iowa next week, and then we are back in 2 weeks' time from Auto Club. So some good races coming up. The Barbershop FTF Cup Series Championship race is Saturday night right here at 9 o'clock. You're going to want to join us for that. 4 drivers, 1 championship to grab. Should be fun from the old Atlanta Motor Speedway. Final thoughts, Caleb, before we say goodnight.
It's everything we expected and more, always with the core at Daytona. A great way to get season 6 going. Gen 4, big power, big horsepower on the bumpy banks of Daytona. So much fun as always. Congratulations to everybody who won here tonight. Got a good result, and overall, I think it was a fantastic way to start the season off.
That it was, and we'll see you a week from tonight from Iowa. For Zach Johnson, our producer, Ben on the button, DT putting this together. Caleb Hoffman alongside me. I'm Jacob Pitts. What a ride it's been. 1 race down, a lot more to go. This has been Core Season 6 from Daytona. We'll see you next week.